Fame college football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, how about now? How about now? Can you hear me 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 now? Holy shit. I think we're here. Check. Check 1, 2. Y'all should be hearing me now. Give me a 1. All right, son of a bitch. I gotta quit taking everything apart and putting it back together. But welcome back to Rise and to Hall of Fame College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss a moment of Hall of Fame college football. Well, that was fun. Goldie, did you see the sign language I gave you though earlier? Word. 11:00 Eastern, loud and clear. Listen, I'm going to go quick, man. I thought we were going to have Coach. He had a Christmas party tonight. Is what it is. Sorry about the tardiness, and I will get back in here and fix the I'll definitely fix this stuff for the guys, for whoever watches it later. But essentially what I was saying in that in the intro was that Coach not here tonight. He's got a Christmas party for his work, and so I'll be in here doing it tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of different things. I didn't really get an opportunity to kind of let everybody understand why I was saying what I was about Indiana and Ohio State, neither of which I believe is all that good. I think neither one of them is going to make the college football playoff or the playoff championship game, much less win it. And I'll kind of get into why on some of that. Also, a little bit about, there's a lot more to it's kind of what's going on in, damn it, what all did I put in there? Hold on just a second. I got thrown off here. Yeah, so also you got, Heisman finalists were released today. Julian, Sayin, Jeremyah Love, Diego Pavia, Fernando Mendoza. We'll talk a little bit about that. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark calls out Notre Dame's Pete Bevacqua over his CFP and Jim Phillips criticisms pertaining to Notre Dame being left out of the college football playoff. How does Coach feel about his beloved Irish being left out of the CFP? I'll kind of give you my belief of what he's said to me in the past couple of days, which is very little, where I think he's coming from that, where I think he's right in his feelings, where I think he could be wrong. And, we'll kind of go there as far as the snub is concerned. But, we'll talk a little bit about some of that stuff. First and foremost, I just want to say that, we'll just start off here. Before we get started, make sure that you hit that like button, become a subscriber. We'd love to have you as a member of the Hall of Fame College Football family. Costs a little bit of money to be able to continue bringing this content week after week, day after day. So make sure you do what's free and help us out by hitting that like button, become a subscriber, stroke that algorithm a little bit so it helps us out and we can continue bringing this to you week after week. Now, The Athletic today I was reading some stuff in The Athletic a little while ago, and they talk a little bit in here about, essentially, how do I put this? The way that I'm reading what it is they were talking about, they believe the Big Ten has caught up to the SEC on the field. I don't agree with that in any way, shape, or form, but they had an article in there that they were talking about how the SEC continues to dominate the ratings, even while the Big Ten is caught up on the field, quote unquote, or past them is what they said, quote unquote. If you were watching that game the other night, and I know Big Bogue was giving me shit about this because and I get where he's coming from, and he's got a son that plays on the defense. They're all about no low score, hard hit, blah, 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 blah. I just thought there was a lot of inefficient play in the Big Ten championship game for two offenses that are supposed to be among the best in the country. Now, they do have two defenses that are ranked among the best in the country as well. But, in the end, first and foremost, we can see kind of looking at some of this stuff, when you start paying attention to what's going on in terms of the CFP resume, some of this other stuff. I think it's just a top-heavy league. It's very much so a top-heavy league, but I don't know how heavy they are at the very top because this game between Indiana and Ohio State, I think they may be the clear 1 and 2 teams in that league, but I also don't think that they've really had to be tested very much throughout the whole year. I think that maybe the best test for Ohio State coming into the game Saturday was probably Texas, but that was in week 1. We're talking about a week 1 game where Texas wasn't very good. Hell, they didn't start looking decent until week 5 or 6. They've been off and on. So how much were they really tested? I don't know. I don't think they really pushed it very much either. But the point is they're pretty young. They've got a brand new quarterback. I just didn't think they looked overly like they were getting a lot done, right? We could go through a lot of that stuff, but we're going to kind of sit there and we'll go through it we'll talk about it more as we go. James Strice says Big Ten's second in class for being the best and second in class now and bitching this. Thanks, Notre Dame. We'll get into more of that in a minute. My here's where I'm at on it. And I said this the other day. I believe that no matter what happens in the Alabama-Oklahoma game on the 19th, which is this next Friday coming up, I don't think that Indiana is going to be ready for what they're going to get in the Rose Bowl the week after that. They play sound football. I think Curt Cignetti's a really good coach. But in a lot of ways, they're coming into this thing because of the fact that they do play this weird schedule in the league that doesn't force the best teams to play all the other best teams in the league. They're not going to be battle tested. Alabama and Oklahoma are both battle tested. They're going to need, to me, they're going to need some emotional support therapy once they get into it, because Oklahoma and particularly, let's just talk Oklahoma. If you find a way to get past Alabama again this next week, which I believe OU will, right? They're going to do so how? On getting after the quarterback, making him speed up, bringing a lot of pressure, both, shutting down the run game, all that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, we'll not even talking about the offensive side of things, but in the end, there's a big difference in the level of talent. The reason I think that Coach Cignetti is such a good coach is because of the fact that he's been able to really take a team that is definitely not as talented as what, say, Oklahoma or Ohio State is, and definitely Oklahoma too, and go out and beat these guys. Same with the Oregon game earlier in the year. I got to take my hat off to Indiana, because I think that they definitely have done a lot for bringing in a team that was at JMU by and large and winning in the Big Ten with it. Now, again, they have some things that go on in the Big Ten that help there, but I would also tell you that I think the biggest part of that is the fact that he's just a better coach. But OU's the most battle-tested team in college football right now, and probably with or a close second to Alabama, right? The numbers they don't just tell the story, they're going to scream it for you. Oklahoma's winning percentage is Oklahoma's opponent's winning percentage is 627, 62.7%, which is the highest among teams in the college football playoff. Indiana sits at about, let's see, I've got it right here. Indiana's is at 515, which is 5.15, 51.5% winning percentage among FBS programs. Okay? That's not a gap, that's a canyon, folks. The difference between surviving a war and surviving a light jog through the neighborhood out in Big Ten country. Okay? Then you look at the strength of schedule. OU is number 12 in the country nationally. Indiana, 45th. Ohio State, 46th. The Big Ten has run a straight-up smoke and mirror strategy, in my opinion, and it's done it all season long. Dress up the brands, protect the records, don't let the big names get beat very often, and because you don't play each other very often. Okay? Tell the world your league is tough, while Michigan and Ohio State alternate between punching Purdue and Northwestern like it's a charity fundraiser. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, OU is playing a schedule that would have sent half of the Big Ten into the witness protection program. Plain and simple. And then everything changed in Red November, because they went out and in the month of November with their backs against the wall, had to go up and they finished off what everybody talked about before the season started as the toughest schedule in the country in the second half of the year. The gauntlet that everybody talked about. The reason everybody said that OU was going to go 6-7 or 7-6 or 7-5 again or whatever. All the experts in the national media. Now, of course, us here, all the OU people, all your OU content creators have been saying 9-10 wins for a long time. We've all been kind of saying that. But outside of that, everybody now of course you've got Joe Klatt out here saying stupid shit like, Oklahoma doesn't belong, their offense sucks, blah 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 blah. Well, they didn't care about the offense being non-existent in the Big Ten championship game. He was screaming about how with no offense, one of those quarterbacks was winning the Heisman the other night, which by the way is bullshit. If Diego Pavia doesn't win that thing, it's just stop giving it away. Or stop acting like it's a real vote. No, it's not. I just told you, look, here you go. Look at your FBS rank. Your FBS opponent's winning percentage. Look at it right there. Look at your strength of schedule rank. Okay? Let's be serious about it. Oklahoma's at 614. Number 12 overall in strength of schedule. That's 3 places higher than either one of those schools. No, it's not biased talking. Not at all. I don't know if Miami beats OSU. Here's the thing. Between Miami and Texas A&M, we all know that both of those programs, and this is something that sets into your DNA. Both of them are struggled to get by in games that you should definitely win, or if the pressure gets up, then we've seen these coaches and these programs beforehand just kind of gag it away. Look at what A&M did in the Lone Star Shootout. They couldn't get it done against a Texas team that probably they should have been able to beat. Now, granted, they were in Austin, and Texas was playing somewhat better at the end of the year. If you take away the Georgia game, they were playing better at the end of the year. But in the end, I would tell you that when you come in there undefeated and you got a chance to go to the conference championship game, beat your big brother rival, you need to get that done when you're undefeated already. Finish off an undefeated season, have a chance at the number 1 seed. To me, that's crazy stuff. Now, again, Oklahoma goes on the road in November, beats a ranked Tennessee. Then they go into to Tuscaloosa. Then number 4 ranked Alabama, they beat them as well. Ty Simpson had exactly one, or no, he had one interception. They get him twice. One of them gets called back, but they get him for 3 turnovers total. They get 2 fumbles, one off of Ryan Williams, but an interception and a fumble from Ty Simpson. They win that game. They basically show up a blueprint that now they've been struggling since then, right? They unleashed it. They have a defense that's playing as well as any unit in the country, and I tell you, it's better than any unit in the country. They forced 9 turnovers across their final 4 games of the season. They've got 2 defensive touchdowns with R. Mason Thomas's scoop and score at Tennessee and that 86-yard TD return pick 6 for Eli Bowen in Tuscaloosa. There's not a team in this playoff, not Bama, not Indiana, not Miami, not anybody that wants to face the kind of pressure that Brent Venables is going to put in your lap from minute 1 till the freaking final gun goes off in the college football playoff. They were best with their back against the wall. Somebody was saying this yesterday. Oklahoma's basically been in the playoffs for the last month, and they're just continuing being in the playoff. Indiana didn't face anything like that all year. They didn't live that way. They played Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. A conference schedule that saw the teams that they played against in the conference 50-58. So a losing record for their opponents in the conference. As the offense found its rhythm for Oklahoma, not so much, but it has its moments. And with the defense playing the way it is, which is better week after week, it almost feels like Peyton Bowen, you hear what they say. They don't feel like there's a situation you can put them in that's a bad situation. Now, am I going to sit here and tell you that they're going to win the Heisman, the Natty? No, I'm not. I have to see it. But they can certainly ugly up every game and make it hard for you to beat them, as long as they're not turning the ball over. They believe inside that locker room, whether we believe in them or not. they definitely believe inside that locker room. You can see it, you can feel it with every person that speaks, from Venables all the way down. They believe in it. You know, and I'll tell you this, it's the same with Ohio State. Now, Ohio State, you know, you got to give them the credit of going out, winning the national championship last year. The fact is they do have a fantastic roster talent. I mean, I think they're 1 or 2 in roster talent right now when it comes to recruiting and the blue chip ratio and all that kind of stuff. Now, you guys know how I feel about stars and stuff like that, but we know, well, you know, I mean, let's just be real. Ohio State always has great, great teams as far as talent's concerned. The difference between them and Indiana is that. But that's what tells you that that's a bad loss the other night for Ohio State too, because there's no Indiana, they don't have anything close to that when it comes to roster talent. Again, their best players have been brought in through the portal, have nothing, there's no building that thing through your recruiting there, or at least not so far. He's only been there 2 years. There's not enough time to. Same thing goes with Oklahoma, though, too. Brent Venables, he just got in this was his 5th recruiting cycle since he got to Oklahoma. And even though you might grade the last couple down a little bit, and they're around 15, 16 both years, they're still bringing in big-time players that are making big-time impacts, and they're hitting the portal as well, to try to shore up anything that they don't have. Talent gap-wise is going to be there. And Alabama, same thing. If they're not the number 2, if they're not number 1 in roster talent, they're number 2. It's between them, Ohio State, Georgia. LSU is going to be right up there as well. Anyway, here we go. So that's what I'm getting at as far as all this is concerned. And, Oklahoma's found a way to win ugly. Indiana hadn't even really been pushed until the Ohio State game. And look, I don't take anything away from Curt Cignetti and what he's done. I don't think they're as good as the world puts out there for you. You're hearing a lot of it from the Big Ten. You're hearing a ton of it from Fox. You're even hearing it from ESPN, how great they are. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it because they don't play anybody. They have a big win against Oregon earlier in the season. Good for them. We've seen Dan Lanning lose games that he should win before. Talent-wise, they probably shouldn't have been on the field with them. So, okay, maybe they have the best coach in the Big Ten. They certainly don't have the best roster. I don't even think they have the best quarterback. And speaking of that, Fernando Mendoza has kind of moved into that favorite spot for the Heisman this weekend. I think that's silly talk if Diego Pavia doesn't get it. What we saw in that Big Ten championship game should not have been the determining factor for the fucking Heisman. There ain't no way. If you look at the last thing you saw from Diego Pavia, it was him going on the road to play his biggest rival in Tennessee and mounting a comeback after they went down. He did this all year. They lost 2 games. 2 games. It's crazy. Now, we can go to that strength of schedule, win percentage versus the top 25. Here's another resume you can look at. OU's right up there. Opponents win percentage. This one was showing it at 627. I think it's 614 from what I could tell. If it's 627, then they added in Illinois State. So it's got to be that 614. That still puts him up top. Strength of schedule rank among CFP contenders from the week before. They were 5th out of everybody that they were thinking was going to be in there, right? The furthest down the list they are on anything is strength of record rank, which I don't know what the strength of record is. I have no idea. ESPN hasn't publicized what that is and how they make up that added algorithm part. I don't know what that means. But then they're right there, tied for number 1 against wins over top 25 teams on the season. Okay? Oh, yeah. And they have Isaiah Sayin, who versus SEC opponents, he's first in receiving yards, first in yards per game, second in touchdowns, receptions, and receptions per game. Imagine if John Mateer was playing well. Imagine if John Mateer was playing well. All right, let's see what you guys got to say. If Virginia won the ACC championship, bet Notre Dame would have been in. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this. Yeah. Ohio State's definitely loaded. Am I past my questions about material? No, I'm not. But so if we're asking about, you're asking, am I past my questions about material? No, I'm not. I'm not. I know that they've got time to work on some things. He's going to get a little healthier. You got 3 weeks between their last time that they played and Friday night. Okay. Should they be able to come up with some kind of game plan that'll be good to go? I would think so. I think that they already they already know their opponent. They've played them. They've played them within the last month. So I think they're in good shape. Does he need to play better? Sure he does. Okay. Strength of record is not accurate. It's not. I don't know what it is. I couldn't. You'd have to tell me what SOR is, because they never outlined how they come to that ranking. They've never outlined that, so I couldn't tell you. Clarence Young Wolf. Yeah, Texas A&M. I think they have. Well, okay, but if you go and look at that, we're talking about strength. We're talking strength of schedule wise. A&M's around, I think, 15th or 16th in the country. They did play Notre Dame. They played Texas. They played Missouri and LSU. They had some tough games. The toughest game that Ohio State had was a couple of them. It'd be Michigan, Texas, Indiana in the conference championship game. They didn't get them during the regular season. Everything we're talking about with A&M was all regular season. So, okay, Indiana, Illinois, and then Illinois and Oregon. Best 2 games on their schedule. Again, A&M played Notre Dame on the road. A&M played Texas on the road. A&M played LSU on the road. Won 2 out of 3 of those games. Just talking about those 3 games, that's a tougher schedule than anything Indiana saw all year. Okay? Tougher than anything Indiana saw all year. Are they going to put out injury reports? If so, any idea when? It should start this week. I would think probably Wednesday, just like everything else. Maybe Tuesday for Oklahoma since they play Friday. Nope. Ty Simpson's, I didn't know he had a real injury. I'll get to paying attention to it a little bit more. But again, I was more in bringing this in to kind of talk more about just kind of where we're at on that. Let's jump into Julian saying Jeremyah Love, Diego Pavia, and Fernando Mendoza. Again, go and just look at the strength of schedule about the teams that these other guys had to play against. I would tell you the SEC schools, they all play better schedules than anybody else that we're talking about, including in Notre Dame. At least they played a couple of these SEC schools. They played Miami. They played USC. That's a big win for them. It's a big win. They were 9-3, so that's a good win. I don't know how much, but Jeremyah Love got off most of the year. He's also, I'd have him right up there. If I'm ranking out of these 4, it's got to be, for me, it'd be Pavia, Jeremyah Love, then Sayin, Mendoza, in whichever order you want them. I think that Julian Sayin is very good, especially for a freshman, a redshirt freshman, first-time starter. I think he's done a good job. I think he's got a lot of weapons around him that it helps him be good. And I also think that they've done a good job of kind of protecting him from himself. When you look back at the Texas game, I thought that they were smart, knowing that their defense was shutting down Arch. There was no reason once they got the lead to put the ball in danger. I think that was smart of them. He's obviously gained experience and, probably confidence along the way. That's where I'm at on that. What are your thoughts on, let's see what you guys are thinking about, the Heisman? Where's Bevo's bodyguard? Did we break her? She's worse than Notre Dame. Well, where that overrated arch? We were told he was a lock for the Heisman. Yeah, no doubt. Game sold out today. Worst Heisman finalist in your lifetime, Monty? Yeah? You want to hop in here and talk about it for a second? I can send you a link real quick. I'm not going to go for very long, so if you want to hop on for a few minutes, I can shoot you a link to the Twitter. Just do it, you know, you'll just have to, whenever you click the link, you can do it on your phone. You just have to okay your mic and camera. I'll send you a link just in case you want to. Worst Heisman finalists in your lifetime. Yeah, listen, I mean, there weren't a ton of guys that did a whole lot this year, it didn't feel like, right? And all the guys that you expected to be really, really good, I think, I think Jeremyah Love came into it as a Heisman finalist for me. Came into the season, I thought he should be one of those guys that should be up for it at the end. Neilio, you want to come in with your thoughts? Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. All right, it's on its way. Hold on. I'm on T. Oops. All right, it's in your DMs. Lenore Sellers, Gus, Garrett Nussmeier. What happened to them? Well, Nussmeier was hurt all year, and they had, I don't know, they were snake bit from like day one, right? I think you're kind of right there. Are you saying you want to come in there, Neilio, or what? I can pull you in here too. That would be cool. You've never come on the show before. I've asked you to a bunch. If you take all the finalists off their team, what team changes for the worst more? I don't know. I think Diego Pavia. I think without Diego, they're in deep shit. I mean, he kind of turned the whole thing around. I understand this. It's basically, hey, listen, it's not a running back award. Thanks for the super chats, sir. Appreciate that. You're my guy. Sellers had no offensive line, and I would say not a very good game plan, which, by the way, did you see that Kendall Briles was hired as OC at South Carolina today? They're just grasping at whatever straw they possibly can. Yeah, I think Vandy would be in deep shit without Diego. I would say I think Jeremyah Love absolutely matters to Notre Dame, but I would also tell you that Jadarian Price is unbelievably good. Again, Aeneas Williams, what a stud. He just really hadn't gotten his opportunity as much because they're so good in front of him. I think that they could withstand losing Jeremyah Love, and it wouldn't have been the same as like Vandy losing Diego Pavia would have been detrimental to their season. Appreciate it, man. All right. Yeah. All right. Moving on to, we'll come back to that whenever we get Monty in here. Now, let's talk about this one. This is kind of crazy. So Brett Yormark is slamming Pete Bevacqua over what he had to say about the college football playoff. Jim Phillips and the ACC basically talking about, and mind you, he's saying the same kind of shit that we heard from, that we've been saying, that the ACC, what a clusterfuck that was of how they decided that they were going to pick, how the teams were going to be tiebreaker and all that other kind of stuff, right? The year's ending number 5 of running back has won the Heisman. Huh. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm not a Shane Beamer guy, bro. You already know. Yeah. Anyway, let me kind of get into some of this. That So Bevacqua, he's been pretty outspoken. Obviously, they're upset. They got out of the playoff. That's kind of, I'd go through that. I'm gonna go through a little bit more of that when I talk about coach. But Brett Yormark of the Big 12 called him out on Tuesday for saying that. He said he believes that the Notre Dame AD is totally out of bounds for going after the ACC and Commissioner Jim Phillips. I think his behavior has been egregious. He is totally out of bounds in his approach. And if he was in the room, I'd tell him the same thing. You have to accept it. We all sign up for it. It came from Yormark on Selection Sunday as well. The Big 12 only got one team in, Texas Tech Raiders. Folks in Provo, Utah, were making a big push to get BYU in as well. Yormark getting multiple bids Yormark said that getting bids was a goal coming into the season, and they fell a bit short. He should be talking shit to himself about that one, because even people all around the Big 12 have been saying, where the hell have you been? He hasn't been arguing for his teams until after people brought it up. So to me, I was like, what? I'm not too sure what's going on with Brett Yormark. I brought it up the other day. I'm not sure that he's not working for the SEC Big Ten, because when it came out to do the 4-4-2-2 and he balked at it, not only did that, but he gaslighted everybody in the Big 12 into thinking that, oh yeah, if we select second-hand citizen or second-class citizen trust, or if we accept that, we're going to always be that no matter what. Well, guess what? You're going to be that no matter what. Unless you are able to pull together the kind of money to compete at the highest level, and you're not going to do that by and by, year after year. Even Cody Campbell doesn't have the money to continuously fund a losing effort. He doesn't. BYU almost let Kalani Sitake go to Penn State because they didn't want to pony up. What up? I see you in there, Monty. Hold on, give me 1 second. Anyway, to me, that's just, come on, man. Hey, can you hear me, Monty? Hey, are you going to turn your camera on or no? Yeah, I can hear you, but are you going to turn your camera on? If not, it's okay. I'll just keep you behind my screen. What up, dog? Okay, cool. What up with you? Here's my guy, Monty Cisco. Welcome to the show, man.
Nothing much. Just tapped into the show. I seen you was going, live. I was just getting my kids together and whatnot. And I seen you on YouTube, so I thought I'd tap in.
Right on,
see what
right
you was
on.
talking about.
Hey, man, you've been fighting the good fight against old Texas this week, the last couple of weeks on X, man. I wanted to shout you out in person and just let you come on and glow in it a little bit.
Man, you know how we do it, man. But
For
like
real.
I say, we're gonna see what's up here in next 10 days. And man, I'm hoping, man, but that last drive against LSU and Kip got in Material's face, hopefully a light bulb came on. So and hopefully it stays on for the next month.
Man, I don't know. I got to see it first, bro. Before I've been probably hardest on that dude of everybody, and I don't care either. So I think that if you're the quarterback at Oklahoma, this is how it is. Play better. Here in the store.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the standard. I mean, like, man, we know what it's look. We know what it looks like. So
That's right.
and so, like, man, if you don't meet the standard, man, like, that's how it is around there. It's always been like that ever since I can remember when I was a kid. So
yeah,
things ain't gonna never change when it comes to that. Man, I heard you talking about this Heisman finalist list, man. man, this is like Jeremyah. Okay, like you got a few players or a couple players on there, man, but this is not an impressive Heisman finalist in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what do you
No, it's
think?
not
Like, I mean, like,
impressive.
cause
Not
like,
impressive. No, they're terrible. I think it's
I mean, like
awful,
sellers,
right?
so I mean, the people that you really thought that really was gonna, you
That's what I
know,
was saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not. I'm not really enthused about it, even watching it, or I'm more in it to see. I'm looking at Tate, Sandell to see if he's gonna win the Gaza Award. I mean, more so, I'm more excited about that. So saying that it's
Oh,
Heisman fight,
Booty Shorts.
you know,
Our boy Booty Shorts, man. I
right?
love that kid. I love that kid. And
Yeah,
you
man.
know, if you look at really who has been one of the I mean, it's supposed to be the most outstanding player in the country, the guy that means the most, like MVP more or less. I don't know that anybody affects their team the way that Diego Pavia does at this point. I think that
Oh, true.
Diego has more than earned that thing. You could say Jeremyah Love. I think, yeah. I mean, Lenore Sellers was important to his team. They didn't do well. They were bad. They weren't
Right.
protecting him at all either. But he didn't have a great year. And then I think that guys like we were talking about obviously old boy from LSU. He came into the season hurt, and something was up there. They had something crazy going on. All the talent there. It's weird to me why they weren't able to put that together offensively. Because, I mean, hell, you got good running backs. The line, I think they had some issues with their offensive line, but I mean, you had all the receiver, and even forget Nick Anderson. I mean, Nick had his moments for him, but even outside of Nick, they had like 4 or 5 guys that, man, you know what? I say this all the time, dude. They get guys coming out of the swamp. You don't know who the fuck they are, and they
Oh,
turn
yeah.
into the best player in the country, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So as far as
Yeah.
their receivers are concerned, so like LSU that's a weird deal to me. But I mean, John Mateer, I think had he stayed going at his early 4-game clip or whatever, not gotten injured, I don't know, maybe, but he didn't. He didn't. He's been awful since the injury. He's been awful. Um, yeah, to me, I don't know. It's Diego Pavia to me, brother. He's been great.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's an eyes-on favorite, man. You gotta give Vanderbilt credit. I mean, like for the past 2 years, he's changed the mentality of that program along with their coach. So like, I feel like he should win it. But man, I want to ask you this question: What do you think about the SEC uh, snubs as far as like Kip Lewis not making it? And we didn't have one defensive tackle make our SEC team. What do you think about that? I mean, I know we had 10 players overall making it, and compared that, but we had what 3 or 4 last year, something like
Yeah,
that. So I mean, I think we had the
I
second
get it.
most selections in the
I
conference.
think that,
But like, man, for Grayson Holt not to make it, I mean, like I
that's
think he probably
insane
has
right
the
there.
biggest gripe out of defensive tackles. But like, man, I feel like for him and Kip not to make the first,
Jaden
second, or
Jackson,
second team is like
shit. Both of
Jaden Jackson.
all the interior guys on the line deserve to be up there in the SEC honors, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, and what about Kendall Daniels? The kind of year he didn't have. I mean, it's just
yeah,
like I
bro.
don't know. I feel
I
like we
love
got a
you
lot
some
of
Kendall
snubs on
Daniels,
the
bro.
defensive side of the ball.
Can you imagine what Kendall would have looked like if you'd have had more years with him? Holy shit.
Mm-mm-mm.
Woo.
Like man,
Another couple of years with another year or two with
with Brent.
Venables, of
Oh
course,
man,
but then you bring in Wes Goodwin and Nate Dreiling. I mean, these guys are legit linebacker coaches. Legit
right.
linebacker coach. Hell, Nate Dreiling is a 4-time All-American in Division II football. He's a legend,
Mm, yeah.
and he
So
knows
yeah,
his shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, imagine Kendall
yeah,
getting some time with those guys. Because once his name left uh, OSU back in 2001, when he went to Ohio State, who they had there to do worth the shit? They brought in a guy from Division III that didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
right. Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's
That's
like,
true.
bro,
Yeah,
wild. So like, it's been pretty messed up, man. But I think they're disrespected. I think overall. And I think, how is BV not coach of the year?
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that next. Like, I mean, for him not even be a finalist or even be considered. I mean, but like, man, I like
I
all
mean,
the
come on. But
bulletin
even in
board
the SEC, I
material.
feel
I
like
like it.
I think even in the SEC, he ought to be coach of the year. But if you look at what they did last year to what they are now, it's a
Yeah.
no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's all right. That's just another some more bulletin board material, man. That because like I
Sure.
don't know if you noticed, but like after the selection show and Brent Venables was being interviewed but he had a little he's a little chippy in his press if you didn't notice that he got a chip on his shoulder, man. So
I know he does.
I'm
He
hoping the
does.
team takes on that
They're
mentality
grimy,
and
right? He keeps saying that
yeah,
word grimy, right? He keeps saying that
hmm
grimy word, and I like that. Um,
yeah,
I think that, and they've taken on his personality for sure. They love him. They
oh
trust
yeah,
him. The Red Dirt. I was watching the Red Dirt Rambles. I don't know. It was either last week or the week before, and probably both times they were talking. They've been saying how BV's in his bag, man. He's in his bag. He
oh
sees
yeah,
what's coming. He's like watching what's happening. He's making them want to watch more film and get more info. But like, I was going to ask you, I think the secondary, it was a big question early. Obviously, you get help from that D line being as good as it is, but they get better. I think Peyton Bowen's one of the best players in the country right now.
yeah, man. Peyton is peaking at the right time, man. I mean, our
Yeah,
entire secondary really is. With hearing Gentry is down for the year.
yeah, I
And
hate
the
that.
thing about it with these SEC I mean, like these all SEC players that we also got two freshman All Americans. So with Guillory and Sushi, man. So like, man, but
Yeah, and like
I'm impressed
11th
with the
in their
growth of the
freshman All
secondary
American.
overall, just the
Portland.
overall depth.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Especially at the safety position.
Reggie Powers. I mean, I look at Reggie Powers and like, bro, he basically made Kendall Dobie unneeded.
Yeah.
In that as that
hmm
cheetah position, and I think he redshirted. I don't know if he's leaving or what's going to
Yeah. I
happen.
mean, and that's another thing. Okay, what about Barnes sat out to the end of the year, and Darby did too. So now they can play right now, can they? If they chose to.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
they could.
I figured I thought they could play in playoff games, and if they wanted to transfer at the end of the year, it wouldn't affect their eligibility if they wanted to do that. So I was just
Mm-mm.
wondering if that was
No, it
I
wouldn't
don't
hurt
know, maybe
anything. So
Brent
you
will
can
bring that
play
up
any
in
of
this.
those guys. You can play any of those guys
Okay,
that you want to play. So like,
the
Javante,
freshmen
if
and
they
all
need.
that. It's all game. Everybody can play, and they won't lose no year eligibility. Okay,
That's right.
that's what's
No
up. Yeah,
eligibility attached to
I
it.
wasn't too sure about that. So like yeah. So man, I mean that should help, man. From a I don't know, man. I don't know if Barnes. I don't know if they would want to play, but man,
I think
Barnes been sitting there. When the last
DeMarco.
time did he play?
That's DeMarco's boy,
Uh,
man. They boys.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, we gonna see, man, if he gonna get they gonna let him play in the playoffs. Cause like, man, I mean, he probably can't. He probably ain't got no vision worth, you know, better than Stevie Wonders, man, when it comes to hitting the hole. But he is our best uh pass blocker. So I'm saying when it
Yeah,
comes to pass
I
protection,
think you
he
could put
real
him in.
light.
I think you better be ramping him up though, because the last time that he missed a lot of time, and then they brought him in and did that direct snap in the damn Bedlam game, and he fumbled it. I don't want to see that shit
Right.
again. So
Right. I mean, yeah,
I
but
don't.
like, man, I don't know, man. We got 3 weeks to get it right.
Yeah,
10 days. Well, we
yeah.
got 10 days from now to get it right. We didn't had 3 weeks, to heal up. I heard R Mason Thompson. I mean RMT called did he catch some kind of infection or something?
I haven't heard
Did
that,
he
man. I don't know. Everything
yeah,
I've
I
heard is
heard
they
something
really
about
haven't said anything. They haven't said anything. So
okay.
uh, I hadn't heard anything from my guy that has inside info a lot of times. He hadn't said anything about that.
Okay.
I hope that's not. I
All
hope
right.
that's not the case.
I
But
just heard it out in the wind.
know people too, so I hadn't heard anything in the wind. So
Yeah. I
I
mean, I
don't
don't
know.
know how true it is, but they talking about that he had caught some kind of In fact, I don't think it might affect his play. I think he's healed up as far as his injury is concerned. But I think he like, it could be any kind of effect. It could, he could be sick, the flu, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
what's the name? The
who's to
center
say?
had a staph infection, didn't he? Or
I
center?
heard that, bro. That's what up with that,
Oh,
bro. Staph infection is scary.
yeah, I know, yeah. But like
Like,
hopefully
where the
he's
hell did that come from? That could be something that could be bad for the entire program if it's
yeah, you're
coming
right.
from the
You're right.
Swisher Center. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
scary shit.
yeah,
That's kind of
yeah.
scary
So
shit.
but
Hey, Penn
hopefully
State guy, shut up, Penn State guy. You come in here and talking about our offense. Y'all ain't had an offense in your lifetime. What are we talking about? Fuck out of here.
Penn State, man, come on now. That's all Big
Come
Ten
on, bro.
bruising football up there. They don't know nothing about hitting up 40 a game. Like, I mean, that's why, I mean, we're spoiled around here as fans, man, especially like when it comes out offensively, like for the
Yeah.
past 10 years, that's what it's been. So, and, in the early 2000s, we were spoiled too, because like when we dropped down to like a top 30 defense, that wasn't good enough for us, and we got rid of Brent. So, kind of pushed him out the door. So, like, man, I'm just glad that we back to like we're built like we're playing like an SEC football team, and that's what I
No
like. We're
doubt.
not.
Well, let me ask
It's
you
not
this.
pretty like
Did you hear what I said at the start of the show? I was talking about. I don't think. I think what I saw in the Big Ten championship game is that those are two teams that don't have great offenses. I think that Kurt Cignetti's showing that he's a really good coach because he brought a team mostly from James Madison and has won the Big Ten and been into another CFP in his first 2 years
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Ohio State has a talent roster like crazy. Cignetti can coach. But I don't care who wins between Oklahoma and Alabama. I mean, I care, but no matter who wins between Oklahoma and Alabama, I think they're going to beat the shit out of Indiana. I think they are. No matter what, I don't see either one of those teams. If there's going to be one of the Big Ten teams that make the CFP final, even it'll be Oregon.
hmm
It won't be either of those two.
Yeah, I think if we beat Alabama, which I think we will, I think we can beat Indiana. We match up pretty well
Yeah.
with them, like what I'm saying, across the
Well,
board.
talent roster. Just
And
looking at talent alone, that they're not going to get. They're not going to run the football on Oklahoma. And what are you going to
no,
do in the passing game? The talent wise, OU dwarfs what they have in Indiana. No two ways around it.
right,
And on top of that, I think that they Oklahoma plays the kind of game that they don't want to play. And I guarantee there ain't nobody in the CFP that wants to face Oklahoma right now.
nah. I mean, that's one thing about it. I mean, because you got to get. I mean, man, you're gonna be in a slug match. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about I like about this team is that they punch back. So like these are games that last year we would have lost. So and like I tell people, man, if our running backs get 30 plus carries a game, if we run the ball at least 40 times a game, score 24
40 is
points to
the
take care
number,
of the
bro.
football.
Shout out, hey,
24 is a
shout out
free
to my
number.
guy No Faking, my boy on
Ru-
No Faking, David Kincaid. He had that
Oh
stat.
yeah, yeah,
He was
yeah.
talking about it before Bama. That Bama, and now it happened again in the SEC championship game. Every time that if somebody runs 40 times or 40 attempts, the number doesn't even matter what they get. As long as they have 40 or more, DeBoer hadn't won. He hadn't
Right.
won, and I guess it would happen at Washington too a couple of times. But then it happened again against Georgia. They had 41 attempts. They beat the shit out of them. And if you look at what Gunnar Stockton is, I think right now, if you look at it, fully playing great on both sides of the ball. I think Georgia's the best team right now. I
Oh
think
yeah,
they're playing better than
Georgia is
anybody
the
else.
team. Like,
Yeah.
man, I mean, to be honest with you, like, that's one team, like, man, I wish somebody would clip them up. If we was to make it to the final, I wish somebody would clip them up. Because, like, that's one team right now that's playing at a high level on all three phases of the game. Special teams is clicking for them.
See, this is
Offense
the
is
kind of
starting to
shit I
click
get.
for them. And they just made Bama, man, like, they made Bama look bad.
PSA Sports Talk, listen to what this guy says. Brent Venables and Kalen DeBoer don't have enough blue chip players. People don't know Indiana has 7 on the roster right now. Are you shitting me? You're talking about
Wow.
Alabama and Oklahoma. 7 blue chip guys? We got more than that in our freaking recruiting class the other day. What are we talking about? Blue chip guys? Fuck out of here. 7. He's got 7 on the roster. That's about probably 21 fewer than Oklahoma. At least.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, bro. That's hilarious.
I mean, you gotta give Indiana credit now. I mean, the past 2 years, I mean, like if you do it in consecutive years, like
They're a team, right? They're a team. They've become a good
you gotta
team.
give them credit. But like I
Yeah.
say, we match up well. Like like that 13-10. That's the kind of game I like. That's where I want it. If we play Indiana, I want it to be a slug match like that. You know what I'm saying? And then
Oh yeah, it has
with
to
our
be.
with our defense, I just feel like, man, we're just gonna force turnovers during this playoff run. I got a gut feeling that we're gonna, get timely turnovers when it's needed. And if that happens, and if we take care of the football, man, if Artbuck will just please just do not abandon the run. I don't care. Just keep running the ball and shorten the football game and get the lead. Man, we got a chance to make a serious run. You know what I'm saying? Because Georgia is the only team that I look at. I'd be like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, including Ohio State, man, no, man, we match up real well with everybody else in the field, in my opinion. But Georgia
I
is
agree.
right now playing. They're peaking at the right time. So
You wouldn't play them unless you get them in the final. So, I mean,
yeah,
that'd be a great
that's exactly what
final.
I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I hope
Yeah.
somebody would trip them up. You know what I'm saying? Before they got to that point. But like, I like
Well,
the fact that we
so
do
it'll be
Indiana.
them. They're on there. They're on there with Ohio State. So if Ohio State is better than what I think they are, because I don't think what I came away from that game thinking was they're okay. They're good teams. I would say that I think that Indiana is a good team. I think that they are well coached. It's clear they're well coached to be able to, because they don't have the kind of talent. I mean, you look at their receivers; they're not the same. It's just not the same as what a lot of these other
Yeah,
programs you're going to see. I think they're very well coached. When it comes to
yeah.
Ohio State, talent wise, they can get on the field with anyone. You know they can. They have
Oh
Jeremiah
yeah,
Smith. They got Caleb Downs. They got dudes like that everywhere. So that's
yeah,
what you know that they can do that. In the end, right now, who I've seen the biggest change in a team from the start of the season to the end, to me, as far as for the good, it's been Georgia. I mean,
yeah.
their defensive line
Especially that
wasn't playing very
secondary.
well.
Yeah,
Their
their
defensive line
secondary
and
has
secondary,
grew up.
absolutely.
Yeah, the secondary got a lot better since the beginning of the year. So yeah, that's the team that I'd be like, okay, yeah, they're peaking at the right time. But I'm hoping these 4 games. Okay, if we get material the first 4 games, I like our chances against anybody. If we get that player that we had the first 4 games of the year, and even the 5th game with Auburn, so before, I mean, was that the 5th game? No, that was a 4th game. Yeah, even with that injury, because he played with a broken thumb. It's crazy that he played with a broken thumb better than he did after he got his surgery. It's crazy, he played, but if we get that player back, man, watch out. I mean, that's I just feel like
Man, I don't
psychologically.
believe in that. I hope so, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta see it. Shit. I hope they have a
I
package
mean,
or
I gotta
something.
see it too, bro. But like I
I want to
say,
see Michael
I mean,
Hawkins in for some of it. Just put him in a package here, package there. Let's go see what he can do. I'm not saying to start him.
yeah.
I'm saying put together something for him to show something new to the people that
I
ain't
mean,
seen
yeah,
nothing.
make the defense prepare for something different. I mean, yeah, I agree with that because if you do that, you're gonna have to make the defense adjust. I mean, they're gonna have to prepare for it. So yeah, I agree with that. I mean, because I feel like you should have a small package for Hawk just based on the threat that he is in the RPO game. Because I feel like uh he's probably like sometimes material pulls the ball when he shouldn't on RPO, and that's irritating. Like, I just feel like hopefully
Motherfucker can't
X
count to
and
6.
Blaylock is healthy, and
Yeah.
then Barnes, hopefully he'll play. Man, with them 3 running backs, and let X and
Whatever.
Blaylock carry the
Put
load.
in the let X and Blaylock do their thing, and then if you can get something out of whoever else, cool. But run the ball. I hope that they've really gone back and do some self scouting and say, look, after the Red River, when we saw you go out there and you had that 4 wide, 1 back, no tight end sets that you were running, where you're getting a light box, you ran it better. And it wasn't out of the RPO. It was turn and hand it off, do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those things, I mean, you heard Gabe talking about it. Gabe wanted them to do it. They did it. And it worked. And
Yeah.
then they go away from it. I
Man, the
haven't
2
seen.
games we lost. Yeah, but Jackson, the 2 games that we lost this season, Lacey and Wisner, they both had more carries, than all our running backs combined in the 2 games that we lost. So
Correct.
we know, so that tell you right there, like we had to stay away from that method. Cause like I think, Lacey had like what 29 carries or something like that, and our running backs only had like 21 or 20. Like it's just crazy like how one running back can have more carries than all our running backs combined. Whether we playing 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? That's the 2. If you look at the stats, the 2 games we lost, the both teams that we lost to had one running back had more carries than all our running backs combined. So that's what I'm saying, to me right there, you just have to stay away from that. Run the ball, and like you said, like my boy No Faking Sports said, if we run the ball 40 plus times, we're
Be
undefeated since
committed
last
to
year.
it. We were talking about that the other day. Me and Boganowski were talking about it Monday. The reason I like Georgia so much, I mean, they're not super explosive with the run, but they're going to run the fucking ball. They're committed to it. They're committed to doing it. They don't. You saw what Alabama did. Alabama, they've run the ball better at times, sometimes better than others throughout the year, but they're not committed to doing it. Kalen DeBoer is not. Kirby is.
Yeah.
I mean, they only had 145 yards in that game, but they had 41 attempts. And it made it easier for their guy. Look, Gunnar Stockton came into the year. He was an unknown. He's a baller, dude. And you know what, though? They don't ask him to do a bunch of crazy shit for them to win. He had 26 attempts in that game, 26. He had 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a lot of yardage, though, but he didn't turn the ball over, and they ran the football. And when you get them in trouble because you get them turning it over, this is how Oklahoma's winning, too. Don't turn it over.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's going to be in great shape. But if you run the football and really run the football and be committed to it, you get better at it. Coach Al from he's an Alabama guy. He goes with Brinsky Sharp and those dudes on. He's always on with them. He talked about it before our game with them. He was like, I think the Alabama doesn't run the ball well because they don't run the ball in practice. They don't. What you practice. You're good at what you practice. You're good at what you rep. Is what he was saying. If you're not repping it, then you're not going to do it. And I believe that this is a problem with our buckle. This is a buckle issue. And if you know that, I mean, bro, apparently Mateer can't count to 6 on dudes in the box because he makes the wrong choice a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
Get
I mean,
away from that
that's
shit.
what I was saying.
Don't give him a choice. Don't
Right.
give him a choice.
Like I say, man, it's pretty simple, man. If you got numbers in the box, I mean, and like I say, I don't care if you pick up 2, 3 yards at a time, but if you got numbers in the box and you show that you're willing to run the ball, man, I tell you, deep shots will open up. I tell you, man, the safeties they will have to creep up because somebody like X, if you get to the middle of the 3rd quarter and you start pounding teams, let you have a lead, and you start pounding teams with him, I'm telling you, he's gonna break one. You see what
Grind
I'm
them
saying?
down. Hell yeah. He had those
Eventually
late
he's gonna
runs.
break one.
The late run against Tennessee. The late run against Tennessee. The late run against what was it? He had that late one against South Carolina too. Yeah.
But him and Blaylock,
Torrey did
they
great
both had
early.
good games.
Blaylock did great early. Yeah. Blaylock had those early touchdowns.
So like, I feel like that's just the
I love him, by
recipe.
the way. I like Torrey, man. Torrey's a bad dude.
Oh yeah, man. I was telling people about that kid, man. Prissy, I was telling people to watch out for him during the off season. Like for real, like I had a real good feeling about Blake. Like I feel like that he's gonna be on whoever's heels. You know what I'm saying? And he proved himself. And like what's going on with with Tatum, man. I heard he's finally healthy. I heard he was healthy against LSU, but do you think that he's in any position to make an impact?
I'll tell you this. I think that if we're talking about just pure talent and explosiveness and somebody that he might walk off the street. Here's the story. The stories that I heard about him in high school. That he's a great baseball player and all that, but they talked about he didn't run track or whatever his senior year, but they had a guy on their relay team. He was there at the track meet. There was a baseball game about to start, or no, there was a baseball game about to start. They come over from the track meet, and they're like, "We lost our fourth for the 4x1. We need you." He comes
Yeah.
out of his clothes from baseball, goes over. He hadn't been in track all year. Goes in there, does the third leg for them. They win. He goes, runs from the track back over to the field, gets dressed, and leads off the game with a home run. This guy, he is athletically speaking. I mean, if you go back and look at his film,
Oh yeah.
his
He,
stride
man, them East Texas
reminds
boys,
me of
man.
AD. His stride
Man, them kids
reminded
from
me
East
of
Texas,
AD,
man, they I don't know, there's something in the water down there. You know
bro,
what I'm
no
saying?
doubt. No doubt. And
Yeah,
I'm just saying when it came to Taylor, I haven't seen a back that erases angles like he does. It doesn't really look like he's running that fast because his long stride. He's
oh
explosive,
yeah,
dude. So could he
oh
help
yeah.
you? Why not? Why not?
I
You
mean,
know?
yeah, man. Like I was just wondering, like,
But
because I
you have
know
but it's
I've been
all
hearing
I
he's
care
been
about
injured
is if
most of
we
the
get a
year.
commitment to it, though. There's no reason to really talk about it if they're not going to commit to doing it. If you're not going to run
Right.
X route 15 times at minimum, then we don't really need to see Taylor Tatum.
You're right. Right. Because right now, I mean, I feel like
I mean, I think
that's
25,
just the
30 is a
recipe, man.
minimum what you should be doing with our running backs, and I don't think they're going to do that either. So to me,
Man,
it's like, I
man, that
mean,
they
I'd love
do,
to see
man.
him. I mean, I love telling that story about Taylor Tatum, and I think that his concussion that he got against Tennessee, I think that's when he started fumbling, and it's why he started fumbling.
Yeah.
I really do.
I just feel like he probably has probably the highest ceiling in the
Yeah,
room
him
amongst the running
maybe
backs right now.
Tori's
I mean,
Tori's
I like
speed
Torrey's
puts him
ceiling
right
too
there
because
with
of
him.
his speed. Because Torrey runs a 4.3 in his sleep, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like that kid is fast. I mean, he's legit fast.
Bro,
Tatum is
you
not
remember
that
his pops
fast, but
whenever he was in the NFL, right? You remember his pops in the NFL, right?
oh
They
yeah,
were
yeah.
he was
Derek,
unreal
yeah,
good,
Derek Baylock,
and he came from
yeah,
Sam
I
Houston
remember
State.
Derek.
Yeah,
Yeah, mm-hmm.
or
Yeah, I
not
remember
Sam
Derek
Houston. It
Baylock
was
in the league.
yeah, one of those smaller schools down there in Texas, though. I don't think it was Sam
Yeah,
Houston. I think he even corrected me on it a time before, but I don't think it's that. Anyway, he played at a small school, but Stephen F. Austin or something like that. I don't know. He was, but bro, him and Priest Holmes, they broke the record together. They both had 4 rushing touchdowns in the same game for the Chiefs.
oh yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah,
He was good, man. He
yeah,
was
man.
good. But Torrey, I think
Yeah,
that Torrey needs to get a little more patient, waiting for the
yeah.
hole to open up.
He
But
boy,
I think that's something his dad talks about quite a bit. Patience.
yeah, you right. I think that the drilling be going. I think he needs to like learn to not I mean not come down with his emotions, but he needs to like I notice when he hits the hole, he be going full speed. So that's what they like. He goes full speed all the time. He needs to learn to slow down, wait for
Mm-hmm.
that hole to hit, then hit it. You know what I'm saying? And I think he'd have
Right.
a little bit more success as far as big runs are
Exactly.
concerned. You get to the second level of the defense. But yeah, man, I'm
Yeah.
looking
Let's see.
forward, man, to next Friday, man. I'm really
Me
are we
too,
gonna get
bro.
any
It's
snow?
like, man, I don't know. I'm hoping it warms up a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
hoping it
that's what
warms
I'm
up.
thinking, man. I like, man, I don't want no snow, man. I really don't want to deal with that. But
Stephen F. Austin is where he went. He went to Stephen F. Austin, not Texas
oh, Derek
State.
Black, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Derek. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
wasn't
and then
sure
it
what college you
looks like
went
we're gonna
to.
get his. Did we end up getting his other son? Did we get
We will.
the
It's
defensive
just a
back?
matter of time.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's a matter of time. We will.
Okay.
That
He
kid
didn't commit to
is a
anywhere then
tuner.
yet? He didn't commit yet then?
No, not yet. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I ain't heard nothing. I don't think his other son committed anywhere yet. No.
Okay. He
The
may
one that
not be
plays
a
corner.
first. He may not be a yeah. He's been real good. He's been
Yeah.
real good from everything I've seen.
I mean, he has
He's
OU
been real
offer.
good.
We offered
I
him.
know he has
I
an
know.
OU
I know
offer.
he has an
Well, I
offer.
wonder if
So
I didn't
yeah,
see it on there. So maybe I'm just I don't know. It feels like he would have
yeah.
taken it if he had the
Yeah. I mean, I think he just going through the process. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think he'll commit by the spring, if not before then.
maybe he has
I
to
think
finish
he.
his senior year anyway. He may not be in a position to where he can come early either. So maybe he
Yeah, yeah.
hadn't.
That's why. I mean, he's a 27 kid. So you
Oh,
see
he
what
is
I'm
a
saying?
27 kid, huh? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he's 27 kid.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
okay.
just a junior last year. So yeah, he's 27 kid. So yeah, he
Oh
got a
yeah, he's gonna
whole
be a stud too, bro.
year. I feel like by the spring, you know what I'm saying, somewhere in March and April, yeah, he'd be locked in, or even before that. You know. That's just my
Mhm.
opinion. You know.
Yeah. No, I think he.
But-
Well, and I think Oklahoma obviously they like having brothers come in, like guys that.
Oh yeah.
That's always a good thing to do. You get. I mean, look at they recruit brothers like crazy, so no reason why they wouldn't bring him in.
Mhm.
But what do
Yeah.
you think about? Do you
Got.
think that Michael Hawkins stays around?
Man, I mean, I don't see. I don't know. I mean, Hawk is kind of different, man. I mean, Hawk like, and his pops is kind of different to me. Like, they're not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he did. I wouldn't be surprised if he left, but I wouldn't be shocked
Right.
if he
I think
stayed. If that
everybody's
make
been
any
saying
sense.
that. That's the reason I'm asking. I think everybody's been saying he's leaving, he's leaving, he's leaving, because
You know,
chances
yeah,
are Mateer's coming back, and I mean, you automatically know that Arbuckle's going to stick with him. There's not going to be a real
right.
competition. I think there should be. I think there should be competition for every position, especially quarterback. But I don't think there will be.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if Mateer comes out and lays the egg in this game, man, and don't play well, even win or lose, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had to be, Brendan's the head coach. I know he gave the keys to our bucket for the offense, but man,
Preach.
I feel like we need a open quarterback competition. You know what I'm saying? Give Hawk a chance. He's been in the system for a year. And then
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like even if you have an open competition from a mentality standpoint, we're going to see where Mateer is at. Okay, is he going to fight or is he going to flight? You see what I'm saying? Like, don't guarantee his job to him, and then let the chips fall where they may. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I
Yeah.
feel like
Well, I think that Hawkins
competition,
would welcome a competition. Hawkins would welcome a competition, but you couldn't
right?
blame them for saying, "Is it going to be a real competition?" Though,
Yeah, you're right.
you know.
A person could say, yeah, our brother could say that. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean
But
it's
that's
going to
where
be a
you're right.
real competition.
Hey, something you just said that I want to repeat. It's Brent's football team. Figure it out.
Yeah,
Brent needs to say, "Look, it's time to get this cat out of here." You know what I mean, or
yeah,
whatever. I don't know. It felt
yeah,
like the LSU game it was close to where they were going to have to pull him. Right. I don't think.
yeah. I mean,
And of course, they're not
I've
going to say that. They're not going to say that in the post game. People were asking them.
nah,
They're not going to say that, but that doesn't mean it wasn't being contemplated. You know. Now I think that Buckle wasn't trying to pull him out, but he was. I've seen the last two games Brent in the middle of John Mateer's ass and Buckle's ass. So
yeah.
maybe it's coming. Why
Well, I
didn't
mean, like I
BB get
say,
mentioned for Coach of the Year? I don't know. We were just talking about that. He should have.
yeah, I mean, not. I mean, there's plenty of coaches that you could, that had good years this year, but Brent should have definitely been a finalist. That's just my opinion. After the press,
At
I mean,
least
he had the most pressure on
mentioned,
him.
yes. Mm-hmm.
He had more pressure than him than anybody this year. He had the most pressure. He's the
Well,
most talked about coach this
money
offseason about.
after the Texas game, SEC Mike was saying they're going to go 6-6. He's going to get his ass fired
Yeah,
after one loss. There were still people
yeah,
saying that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So, but I mean, Brent don't really care about none of that, man. Like he from a holistic standpoint, he just gonna
could give
use
a shit
that
about awards.
to
True.
motivate his team. He's
Sure.
gonna use that to motivate the team. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
That's how he's gonna use
Oh well, I
all
think
this
all the
for.
people talking on like Joel Klatt. Keep talking, Joel Klatt. Please keep talking, because your ass is number one. You're dumb as shit. But number two, everything he says is getting plastered everywhere, all over the Switzer Center.
Oh yeah,
They've
I
all
seen it.
heard it a million times. You know what I mean? All this hate coming towards OU. And I mean, it's funny how the Big Ten game, the Big Ten championship game, it's 13-10. They're like, well, what a slug match. They slugged it out for that championship and blah, blah, blah. And, Oklahoma, you win 17-3 or 17-6 and 17-13 two back-to-back weeks. And it's like, you don't want to see this out there. No, that's just a
Oh,
shitty offense.
whole
And it
different
is
narrative.
yeah, it's a different
Yeah,
narrative. But
whole different
but
narrative.
you know what? The grimy dudes love shit like that. So keep talking. And I think the worse that people talk about them, the better chance they got. To be honest with you,
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, man, I mean,
you can't depend on this
you know,
offense to win for you. So you might as
having
well
a chip
depend on
on your
something
shoulder is a
else.
real thing. Yeah, yeah, having a chip on your shoulder is a real thing. Like that's not like you know what I'm saying. So
Momentum.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's something that I'm hoping. I'm glad there's no rat poison out there. I made a post about that on X. I'm glad
I saw that
there's
earlier.
no
Yeah.
rat poison nowhere out there. Like I'm looking at like I was talking about the SEC. When Kip got snubbed and we didn't have one defensive tackle, even though we got the best defensive interior in the country, we didn't have one defensive tackle make the SEC team, not first team, second team, or third team, man. That's our bulletin material. So, like, I love it. You know what I'm saying? No rat poison out there whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? For teams like, for us to, like, I mean, people are doubting us, and, I want Brent to put it out there and let them know that they're doing it. So, I feel like
Hell yeah.
they're going to respond the right way. I mean, I just got a gut feeling that we can make a run, even if Material doesn't play his best ball, as long as we run the ball,
Just be
as long as
clean.
he
Just
don't
be
turn it
clean.
over. Be clean,
Just
man.
be clean. Don't throw
Take
it
care of the
over.
football.
Don't give the football away.
You know,
Yep.
go get the football away, man, and guarantee you the defense is going to put you in a position to where we can score points.
Yep.
They just will.
Agreed.
With our special
Well,
teams,
the
our
defense
punting
doesn't
game,
believe you can put them in a bad position. I mean, when you go back to that LSU game and Material, that was a terrible interception, that first one. And thank God he made the tackle down there by the goal line. But as bad of a situation as that is, Peyton Bowen goes up and snatches that damn ball out of the air the way he did. I was like, whoa, bro. And I
man,
mean,
that's
I'm
one
down
of the
on the
best
other
plays
end
I
of the
see.
field, and you see his feet come up over the top of like the lineman. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my Lord, that was a play.
man. Peyton is peaking. I'm telling you, he might get a pick or two here next Friday.
Why not?
I'm telling you, man, he is peaking, man, at the right time, man.
He's
He is
reading
playing his
things.
best
He's
football.
reading things so well.
Him and
It's like,
Eli both.
oh yeah, yeah. And I
Both,
think the
yeah, the
entire
Bourne
second,
brothers are.
the Bone brothers are killing it. Cortland has turned, man. That kid has gone from, even the games that you saw him make a mistake here or there, but it's not like he was getting killed by Cam. I mean, and we're talking about a number one offensive guy a number one receiver at the NFL level. He wasn't like beating the brakes off of
Top
him.
10 pick. That's a
Yeah,
top
no
10
doubt.
pick, man.
He's a number one for 10 years in the league type of guy, right? But Cortland was
Right.
step for step with him all day long. He made some mistakes in
He's,
in what he was doing, but he just wasn't getting rid of him though.
oh,
You know what
no. No,
I'm just saying,
but
and he's gotten better than that since then. He's gotten better and better and better. I think
exactly. His
bad dude
response,
is a bad
short
dude, bro.
memory, man. Got a short memory.
Yeah.
That's the key to playing defensive back. He has a short memory, and the fact that, okay, he had that little bump in the road against Cam, but you see, how he responded for the rest of the year. So he could have, like I say, fight or flight, man. And the kid, he's a fighter. He proved his point. Like, yeah, he learned some things in that game against Auburn. and matching up, with Coleman. But you see, like on down the road, like even against Ole Miss wide receivers, man. I mean, like he's like, he played a hell of a game that game against Ole Miss. Like he played. That was one of his best games. We took the L. If you go rewatch that game and look at Corley, like man, he had a hell of a game that year.
Bro.
I think he got targeted 8 times and only gave up 2 catches that game. Like I
Yep.
mean, that's when he proved that he was the real deal. I think that Ole Miss guy. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's one thing about our defense. The secondary was, especially the corner position, was a concern because we knew Eli was going to be down for a minute, and Gentry just man, I feel bad for my guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's my guy.
Yeah,
Been
it's
knowing
tough,
his mother
dude.
for a
Right.
while.
He's
Yeah,
from Tulsa. You're from Tulsa. You guys, you know him pretty well,
yeah,
don't you, Gentry? Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I kind of hate that for him, but
No, I do too, man.
uh,
He's been snake bit since he got to OU, man.
yeah, yeah, man. He
And
just been
I know
snake
he's got
bitten,
love
man. 'Cause-
for him. I know he's got love for OU, but the guy is so good too. It's just it sucks for him, man. I hate
right.
that. They finally get to the CFP and he's not going to be able to play.
Yeah, man, he had shoulder surgery. When Brent said that, I like, damn. So, but you know what I'm saying? Like, man, all our corners are stepping up at the right time, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The depth.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed with all the players that we done played.
Jacoby's been real good.
And
I was talking about Jacoby the
yeah,
other day.
exactly.
He's been damn good,
Yeah.
bro. And you know why I
Yeah,
know he's been
man.
good? Because he's been in and you don't even hear his name get called because they don't throw his way. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They don't throw
That's how
his
you
way.
know. Yeah, that's how you know he's doing his job. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, like even Amari and Robinson, like remember the Tennessee game,
Oh,
they put him in there for about 6
man's a
plays?
baller, bro. Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So like, man, we got like, it's crazy to say, but the secondary, they probably thought was the weak link of the defense. It's probably like neck and neck, man, with the defensive front as far as like depth across the board. Like, we could play a number of players across the board up front and on the back end. Probably not as deep as linebacker. Like I feel like we could afford to lose Kip if that make any sense. Like if he get hurt, we're that'd be a big blow. Like, but like in the secondary, like okay, we lost Gentry, which was probably our best, say cornerback. But look where we're at, across the board as far as our depth. You know what I'm saying? And we've been fortunate enough to stay healthy at safety for the most part. So like, man, the future is bright.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So as far
because
as
you
like
look at
next year, man,
Boganowski.
it's really, really bright.
Boganowski's been making play after play from that free safety spot where he's knocking the shit out of people, you know.
Right.
And then
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
and
man.
RSJ's been good at that already, but I think they've both been doing a good job along with Peyton. But and then I
Right.
mean again, going back to Reggie Powers bro, I think maybe the perfect spot for him is the cheetah, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
kid's balling out,
I
dude. I
mean,
love
he's
that guy.
good. Like, that's why I love him in Cheetah because like that short area of space, as explosive as he is, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, he ain't gonna do nothing but get better. You know what I'm saying? With more snaps. I mean, between him and Kendall Daniels at that position, man, it's been really like good to see like the development, you know, that Reggie has taken like playing behind Kendall. If that make any sense? Like, I
Mhm.
mean, I just seen this game jump. Like, I've seen him get better throughout the year, man. Like, as far as like playing in that short area of space and then being
Right.
able to, blitz and then play the run. Because I don't know how many tackles Reggie got for loss, but I think he got quite a few.
Bro, yes. And or like at least to where he's meeting them at the line or, a yard in that
Right.
like he's breaking down
Hmm.
a play that should have probably been a good play for him, but he diagnosed it and gets there and makes a stop. He's seeing the field really well. I love Reggie. I think he's got the brain part going with it, and his speed is probably underrated when it comes to he makes a read and he's there. It's kind of like Kip.
Yeah.
I love Kip too, by the way. Look, can we
Man,
get him
Kip,
back one
man.
more year? Give him one more year with us. Oh,
I think it's an option for him, but man, why would he? I mean, he probably going, man, in the second round or somewhere around there. He probably gonna get a good NFL grade, man. I don't know. I don't
you think
know,
so?
man.
I think
I
he's a
would
little
love for him to come
undersized.
back.
He's a little undersized, so maybe he's a 4th, 5th round, 6th round guy that'll make him come back. They could give him enough money to get him back, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now, yeah, okay, yeah. Now, if he's graded around there, yeah, of course he's coming back.
I just
But man,
think
these last two
the
years,
only
man,
reason I think he would grade there, it's not for play. It'd be because of his size. He's a little
measurable
undersized to be. Yeah, his
is
measurables are a little
measurable.
undersized for the
Yeah,
league, right? Now that being said,
yeah,
if Jim Nagy's giving him a good grade, they're going to listen to that.
right, right, right. Because I mean, yeah, he's lacking a little bit in measurables, but man, his instincts like that. There's just some things that you can't teach, and he has like
Shit.
some of the best football
And
instincts out there.
his motor, bro,
Yeah,
his
hmm
motor, it runs
you know, he
hot
has.
all day.
Yeah, hmm
I love it,
yeah,
man.
man.
I love
And he
watching Kip play,
and
man.
he's
He's so fun to watch. So fun to watch.
yeah, he's the fire engine, man. He's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he the one got Material's face, like, man, this game's on you. What's up?
Come on, let's
And
go.
Material,
Yeah,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? That he's like, man, he's the fire engine, man. So like, man, I'm really looking forward to it, man. I like our path as far as like where we, you know, where they got us, with Indiana, you know what I'm saying? And, either, you know, then you got Tech and Oregon on our side also, right? Tech and Oregon on the side of our bracket?
yep, yep. You'd
Okay.
meet them in the
See,
semi. You'd
yeah.
meet them in the semifinal.
Beat them in the center. Yeah,
One of the
yeah,
two of them.
exactly. So like
I think
I like our
Tech
path,
goes
man.
out in round run. Tech goes out in round one. I think Oregon,
Yeah,
they're not
yeah,
ready to play.
yeah,
They're not ready for that. What Oregon has,
yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
all bullshit with Tech. Come on, bro.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I like our path, like, because I think we're too physical for Oregon. I don't think Oregon will be able to handle our physicality. That's just my opinion. Like for real, when we get down to the trenches, especially with our offensive line versus their defensive line, they're gonna be in for a rude awakening. The way I seen
Think
Indiana
so.
punch them in the mouth earlier this year, they be in the root. If they play live against Oklahoma, our defense, I'm telling you, they get beat up.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like we'll beat
Oh
them
yeah.
up.
For real, for
You
sure.
know, so like,
I think that
it,
that's what I feel like with Indiana too. I don't think that Indiana is going to be ready for what Oklahoma. I don't think anybody is, to be honest with you. The physicality that OU brings is different than anybody else in the country. Say for maybe Georgia, I would say Georgia's they play the same way, right? That they're
yeah,
gonna out physical you. They want to play physical. They want to run the ball because it's physical. You know, they do everything to be physical, right?
right,
Brent's bringing that there, and I think, especially defensively speaking, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. So, yeah, man, I think that. Hey, bro, I'm in. I love that. You know, I would like to. I'd like to be more. Um, I'd like to be. I'd like it if I believed in what we're doing offensively a
I
little
already
more
know
in
what
our
you're gonna
quarterback.
say.
I'd love it. I'd love it coming in, but I do feel good about the draw. I mean, I feel like you. I mean, It feels like we got Alabama's number a little bit. Now, listen, not to say Bama can't beat us, because any one or two. If one of the things that went our way in Tuscaloosa doesn't go right our way, we lose that game,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I
But
mean,
that
you know,
being
you
said,
had a block field goal. I mean, you had a
yeah,
return. I mean, like you scored 7 points on defense. I mean, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like I say, man, you know, Sandell is our MVP. He's the MVP of the team. Without him, we're not in the playoffs.
I love that guy, bro.
Without him, we
I
lose the
mean,
Tennessee game and the Alabama game. Like real
Sayin, and
time. I mean, I'm
I mean,
not
he
putting this up
stepped
here like,
in.
man,
What was it,
you
52
know,
yards, and he didn't even. It didn't look like he even. It didn't even phase him,
he
man.
could
He
have
just
made it from
popped it
another
up.
7, 8 yards. Yeah,
Yeah,
so like, man, I mean, when you got a weapon like that, that's what frustrates. Like, man, if you get to the opponent's 30 yards line, man, it's like a guaranteed 3 points.
he's good
So like,
inside of
man,
40, the
like,
45. The 45 puts you at 50. Well, no, the 40 would put you at 55 yards. He's good from there.
yeah, exactly. That's
Get
what
to
I'm
the
saying. You
40,
make it to
bro.
the
Get him
35.
to the 40.
Yeah, you make it to the 35-yard line. I mean, you make it to the 35-yard line, man. That's an automatic 3 point. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, man, we peak. You know, special teams and defenses has been carrying us, but man, hopefully. we just need this offense just to show some kind of identity, because that's one thing I can't stand about Arbuckle. He has failed to find identity this whole year, and it's actually a miracle that Brent. Because I feel like Brent and his play calling has carried the team in the special team. Like that's just because like if we've been to develop a identity on offense, man, a long time ago, we probably wouldn't even have two L's. Like we don't lose the Texas. You also say that if we got an offensive identity, we don't lose the Ole Miss if we got an offensive identity. You know what I'm saying? Because like them
Oh, and
two
yeah, and
games
you don't
right
turn the
there,
ball. And look at how
turn the
did we
ball
get back
over.
in that? Think about that. We got back in the game against Ole Miss, took the lead because they handed the ball to X Rock, and then
Yep.
they fumble it, and really that was everything. They didn't
Yeah,
after
that's a
they went
10-year fumble.
ahead. He didn't have enough,
Yeah.
but he didn't get any carries in the fourth quarter though, bro.
Right.
Mateer's pulling the
I
ball
mean
out of his belly.
yeah. No, and you lose by 8. So like, man, them are lessons he got to learn as a coach. I know he has a coach on this level. So I'm gonna kind of like, I'm just not a real fan of the air raid offense, man. I rather have a pro
I'm with you.
style offense. That's just my opinion.
Me too.
But
I like
I feel like
I
you,
like the air raid when Lincoln was running it when Stoops was here because that's when you saw him add an element that gave a lot of downhill run for Samaje and Joe, right? And I
yeah,
think it clicked with him for a while because one thing I'll say about air raid guys, Lincoln's the best at running the football with it when he commits to it.
yeah. Lincoln is the best. I had to give him that as far as like running the football. As far as out of this particular offense, yeah, I agree. You know what I'm saying? But them offensive lines we had back then, bro, we had, I mean, like them offensive lines were like, look how many pros, man, that we got off of them offensive lines that played in them days when Missing and Jumanji was here. Like like all the pros the long time pros that just signed big time NFL contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like them players like Samir and like man, like Orlando Brown, man, I could keep going
Woo,
on with offensive linemen in the league of
woo.
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, you know,
Fasusi's done a
hopefully,
good job,
man,
man.
start.
To be a freshman and a 5-star guy that the expectations were thrust on you so quick, and to be able to and Foje too, that for them to be able to step in and be as good as they've been,
Oh
brother,
yeah,
it's important and it's good, but it's good too. And I think that as they've gotten younger this year on the line, it's gotten better, right? I think they've been better.
oh yeah. I mean, you had to go there. I mean, that was like, I mean, everything I was hearing from when he first got on campus all the way up to fall camp, it was he was going to find his way on the field. That was a no brainer. And one thing about these young players, what I like about him and Foji, what I'm saying, is like, man, the development that Foji got both at guard and tackle. He had to play. He got thrust. He's playing guard at first, and then he got thrown in the fire. You know, playing tackle at Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about that, and then we still got Simmons. Like, man, all we gotta do is get healthy, man. We can make a run. So, but man, I'm gonna get off here, man. I gotta go to
Appreciate you,
work in the
brother.
morning.
Well, I
Yeah, man.
appreciate
But
you
it's good
coming in,
talking
my
to
man.
you, man.
For
Yeah,
sure, for
man.
sure.
I'm gonna
We're
tap
going to
in
get
with you some
together,
more
man.
though, bro.
Yeah, we're going
All
to
right,
get
bro.
together. I'll come up and see you, man. I'm down. I'm in Oklahoma, so I'll be up
Yeah,
in Tulsa soon or whatever. We'll figure something out.
yeah, man. Hey, yeah, just hit me up on X. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on X, and then so we'll link up, man. Go eat some lunch or something. Have a couple of beers or something. You know,
That'll work.
we
Sounds
do
good,
that.
my guy. All right,
All
brother.
right, man.
Appreciate you, Monty. Have a good one.
All right, all right, man. Boomer.
Later. Spooner.
Yeah.
All right, our guy Monty Cisco, man, appreciate him coming on. He's been, hey, I'll tell you what, when it comes to trolling Texas, he's pretty much second to none when it comes to Oklahoma fans that do that. I love it. He's a fun follow on X. Make sure you guys get over there and check him out. Um, he's fun. Yeah. All right. Agreed. RPO is a good wrinkle, not a good base. Yeah, I don't want to talk. Yeah, I don't know. I think it needs to be better. Needs to be better. Why light fires under a mad dog? What mad dog? What's up, Lance? Good to see you. Oh yeah, here we go. I said that Indiana's coach well. They're not the same. We're not talking about the same things. And I'll stand by my statement. I will stand by my statement. Neither one of those teams is playing for the Natty. Neither one of those teams is playing for the Natty. I think Indiana's going out in in the Rose Bowl. They're out. Ohio State, they could make it to the semi, but then they'll have to play Georgia, and they're out. So, there you go. Anyway, let's see what else we got. It's going to be weird playing a Friday night game. No, it's a night game, man. It's a night game. I think it'll be good to that extent. In the playoff, it's bowl season. I don't know. Not really. So you mean Indiana or Oregon? Like I said, I think Indiana's out. I think that they don't look. I think that they have a great coach. I think that Signetti is a fantastic coach. Let me just say that one more time. For him to take a bunch of essentially a 3-star team at Indiana and beat Ohio State in the conference title game tells you that they get it done coaching wise, right? You're not going to do that with everybody. And they haven't been battle tested. They've been battle tested. I mean, one game during the regular season, really, and then this past weekend in the conference championship game. They're not going to have seen what they'll have to go up against with Oklahoma. That quarterback especially. Mendoza being deep shit. Oregon would be tougher, in my opinion. It's Oregon because they have more roster talent. They have more ways they can beat you. I think Indiana's got to kind of lull you to sleep. I think Oregon has speed all over the field, a quarterback who's probably the best in the country as far as the way he throws the ball. You see Dante Moore throwing dudes open all the time. They'll have their receivers back. They lost to Corey Moore, midway through the year. He should be back, they're thinking. They're starting to get healthy as the playoffs get here. I think Oregon's scarier. And they're going to beat the shit out of Texas Tech. But, yeah, I think they're good teams. I don't think they're, and here's what I was reading that article I was saying on the Athletic earlier, and they're talking about how the article was talking about how, as far as ratings were concerned, the SEC's dominating ratings from week to week, right? But then they were saying, that while the Big Ten has caught up to them on the field or past them, and really past them is what he said. And this is in that story. And I'm like, are you fucking joking? We're talking about a top-heavy league. And I'll say this, I think that Michigan was pretty good. And it was early, but I think they're good. I still think they're young, right? And they're missing some things that you need to have. But the final score was what it was in the game between them and Ohio State. They missed opportunities because they no longer do they have Justice Haynes anymore. They don't have any real weapons at receiver. Bryce Underwood, you get one-dimensional, you get beat. This is what's going on with Alabama right now. They're one-dimensional. And Oklahoma's going to make you one-dimensional. You're not running the ball on them. And when you stop being able to run the ball on them, what's going to happen then? Do you stay committed to it? Now, I think Indiana might because Signetti knows that he's better. But I think that your ability to make them stop running the ball is part of what's going on, too. And I think Brent can do that. Yeah, I love this one. I don't have the board working tonight, man, because I had everything took apart and I'm missing a piece. I don't know where the hell it is. I'm looking for it in here, but I would have the brand has finally returned. F your brand. Shout out to Oni Kuno. Shout out to Oni Kuno. Hey, Mom. Thank you. Liberty Biberty. What's up, Liberty Biberty? TP. Mars, my guys. Corrections, thanks for that. I appreciate that the comment. All right, guys. What else we got? We get past Bama. What game is harder? Yeah, so, and then like I said on the other part, I think it's good that Oklahoma's getting those guys healthier. I think they can't be less healthy than they were at the end of the year. Having 3 weeks off, you can get some rest, get some rehab stuff. They should be ready to go. Now, whether or not you are better in the run game or not is a matter of commitment. That I can't tell you. I think they should be committed to the run. It fits their grimy personality. Run the fucking ball. Run the ball. Yeah, I love it too. I love it. It's my number one clip. Oklahoma gave the blueprint how to beat Bama. I agree. I think we did it last year. I think we did it this year. And I think we've reestablished that. And I think that's the case of most teams, is you have to make sure that these guys are, you got to try to shut down the run. And, nobody's run the ball like that on OU. You had that one play against Michigan that Justice Haynes got loose. And had it not been for Court was just squeezing down to the line a little much and Peyton was trying to call him off, it was too loud in there. Aside from that, really, they haven't given up much. A little bit here, a little bit there. Wisner had his moments in the Red River game, Mobile Command Center, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do I think RMT will be back? I hope he is, Ginger. I hope he is. It would be cool. It would be cool. I'll tell you this, though. It's not something I'm losing sleep over. And not because I think for his sake, I'd love for him to be back. For Oklahoma's sake, he'll make plays. They're not missing plays. They're getting plays still. They're making plays just like he was there. They're not losing production off of it. Would I love to see him back? Sure. I think for him to finish out his year, be able to play, we'll see. I'm not sure if he's going to play in this game or not. I think he might play some, right? I think if he's ready to go, they'll play him. But I think that if he gets healthy, I don't think this is necessarily going to be their last playoff game. So, I think, again, don't put the cart before the horse. Let's go win this game. If you're OU, beat Alabama. There's nothing easy about Alabama. But go out there and get that done, then I think there's a chance you'll see him before it's all said and done for sure. I don't know. I haven't heard anything concrete about whether he'll be back or not. I haven't heard anything concrete. I'd like it if he was. But I think it's more about, I'd like it for RMT, right? You don't want to go out. If the last thing that you do in your career at Oklahoma is what he did in Tennessee, pretty good memory to go out on. But a natty would be a little better. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. The coach and how he feels about his Irish being left out. We're gonna close with this. We're gonna close with this one. I haven't talked to him a ton. I left him alone completely on Sunday. Monday, he didn't say a whole lot. And then today he said he was just letting me know he had the Christmas party tonight, so he couldn't be on. So I said, okay, Coach, well, I hadn't heard from you. Love you, man. Hope you're okay. And he said, not well, pissed. I said, I figured as much. Basically, all he said was, there's no rhyme or reason except their agenda includes the SEC and ESPN. I think that right now he's kind of lashing out. Here's what I know how he feels about it. He believed And here's where, I don't want to get in trouble with Coach too much. I love coaching. Just like you guys and me and any college football fan, we all love our team. We all love our team, man. And we all love our football teams, and we're going to err on the side of having biases towards our football teams, right? And he's no different. He'll tell you in one breath as a coach that, they shouldn't have lost those games, right? When he was coaching, I'll guarantee you this, I've never heard him make an excuse. If they got beat, they got beat. They got beat. He ain't making excuses. Now, I think that he expected for Notre Dame to get the treatment that they always get, and get put in. Because remember, I said that about there's no way that they're not going to, I said there's no way that they're going to put Notre Dame in over Miami if they have the same record. And that was a month ago. And he was like, I disagree. I think that they will. I'm surprised that I was right on that, because when he said that, I saw that little smirk in his eye, and I agree. I think that that little bullshit excuse that they were making about them not being ranked next to each other is why they weren't putting them up against each other and deciding on whether they belonged in. That's something we've never heard before. We probably will never hear it again. It was horseshit. And the reason for it was because they wanted to do anything they could to put Notre Dame in the field. Okay? So it's getting hot. I think that that's what that was about. In the end, are you talking shit about Coach? Coach on a milk cart? No, he's at his Christmas party, bro. He runs a nonprofit. They had a Christmas party tonight. Again, and he was a little heated last week when me and Cody Light were on. I kind of got a little heated at him, and we talked after the show that day, Friday. Look, he's not happy, and you can't blame him for not being happy, because we'd be pissed off too. There's always going to be somebody that's going to make an argument, and if anybody's making an argument for you, you're going to latch onto that shit. I'm not sure what I think of BYU at this point. I think that it was clear that BYU, I think what's wrong with all of this is I told you guys this already. I think it's the method that they have for choosing these teams. I think it's trash. It's a terrible way to go about it. I don't love computers, but I think this eye test is and I just think that the method sucks. Their way of coming to the rankings, I think their process is terrible. I think play-ins, when you put it in the hands of the conferences themselves, you say you've got this many bids, let them play. Their standings, let them do it how they want. But whoever they send, you put in. I think that's the easiest way to go about it. I think it's the easiest way to go about it, and it gets played on the field and brings more excitement too, because if you think of the Big 12 from a year-to-year basis, now this year they had two teams that were clearly better than everybody else. That's surprising somewhat, right? Usually they're gonna eat each other alive. That's just how it's gonna be. And it's kind of been that way a lot for a while. I think that the SEC is kind of that way too. And if you look at it, they're getting 5 teams in, but only one of those teams has one loss. Only one. Everybody else has got 2 losses. So, and they beat up on each other. Again, no, 2 of them, I guess, I forgot about A&M. I always forget about A&M. 2 of them had 1 loss. But that's surprising. Again, but then you have a bunch of 1-loss teams. You got 3 1-loss teams or 2-loss teams, and then you got a bunch of 2-loss teams around the country too. So but we know who the better teams are. And if you had, a playing game instead of the conference championship game, like Shawty was saying, and this one keeps coming back to me, what Shawty was saying the other night. What did we get out of the SEC championship game? Georgia got a SEC title that they wouldn't have gotten had it just been on whatever happened in the regular season, right? because Alabama would have won the conference title. They only had one loss. They won the tiebreakers over Georgia, and then Georgia had the tiebreaker over, well, I don't know if they would have won the tiebreaker over A&M or not. Apparently they would have. They did because they were in it. They both did. So I don't know how that worked. As it stood, you figured that those two teams would have been in the conference title game, but they were the number one seed. That's all I keep hearing. Bama was the number one seed, so they would have won the conference title. But what else do you get out of it? Not only did Georgia not move up for beating the brakes off of Alabama, but Bama didn't move down at all. I mean, there was no movement whatsoever. But BYU, they came in the second seed. They'd already lost to Texas Tech. Nobody was expecting them to beat Texas Tech. And they moved down. I'm not sure I understood that either. So again, there's no consistency. I think that the method sucks. The process is bad, right? It's just a process. Do I feel bad for Notre Dame? Not really. Okay. Do I think that they're one of the best teams in the country? Absolutely. Do I feel bad for my friend, coach? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. And I do think that Notre Dame is one of the best teams in the country. For all the rest of the teams in this in this playoff, that's one team that you don't have to deal with that would be a pain in the ass to deal with. Guaranteed. Say what you will about the schedule they played. They beat teams the way that you would think they should beat them if you think they're that heads above better than everybody on that schedule. They handled their asses. Trojan fight, they handled y'all too. So, anyway, they should have dropped Bama. Here's the thing about that. Again, it's another bad precedent to set if you do that. Number one, that would have absolutely killed the conference championship game, which maybe that's okay. But I go back to what J.D. Piquel said. It's like handing in extra credit and you failed the class because of it, because you didn't get it right. They had 2 losses overall, only one in the conference. They were going to be in the playoff if there's no conference title game. So you're going to punish them and take them out? I don't get it. I don't think they should have punished BYU either, but they already didn't have BYU ranked among the top 10 to where they're definitely going to get in. Well, it would have been fun for that part for sure. I was definitely rooting for that, Stephen G. But in the end, I'm just saying, I think that the problem is not, I mean, I'm not going to, I mean, these are, rich people problems. Notre Dame's having rich people problems right now. I'm not crying a river over it. I feel bad for coach. Feel bad for those players a little bit, but not really. They've got a good program. I'm pretty sure they'll be back. They've got one of the top recruiting classes in the country. They're already loading up. They've gotten better at recruiting. Now, that old bullshit that Beak used to say no longer holds any water. They recruit with everybody. So I think especially now that you can't stack players up the way you used to, it's all bullshit. But in the end, coach is going to be, when he gets back, we'll talk about it and I'll let him get it out. And he knows where I feel like, look, to me, head to head has to matter. And it should have mattered all the way through it. I think it was clear that they were trying, and that's why he thought that they were going to do what they didn't end up doing. But that's why they made that excuse about BYU being between them or whatever. So they wouldn't have to put it between that, right? If they could keep them on the outside looking in, they didn't have to compare them to Notre Dame. Well, then the only comparison is the head-to-head. And I think that, to me, head-to-head has to trump all. It must trump all. But as long as everything else is equal, head-to-head has got to matter. So it is what it is. All right, guys. That's it for me. I appreciate everybody coming in. Make sure you hit that like button. Share us around. Share us on Twitter. Share us on your other social platforms, man. Help us get to that 5,000 mark, man. Help us get to that. We just get stuck at these spots and we don't move for a while. It is what it is. I don't really care. But help us get more views. Help us get more. It'd be cool to get to. I mean, we've hit a lot of milestones this year. I'm working on a video for the end of the year, what I'm grateful for, all that other stuff. I'd love to add that to the list of things I'm grateful for. But I'm grateful for all you guys for being around. Love you all. Appreciate you coming in. We'll see you tomorrow on Rise and Shine College Football. Welcome back to Hall of Fame College